So if you think of, when we think of Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So when we think about that, right, in the preamble of the Declaration of Independence, and then he says, it's along the lines of like, and if a government were to usurp these natural rights, then the people have the right, that the governments are instituted among men under the consent of the governed. This is all Locke. This all comes from Locke, the two treatises of government. This idea that in a state of nature, we actually have natural rights. And the goal of government is to preserve those natural rights from usurpation by a broader social power. So it's freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom of thought, freedom of conscience, right? Yeah. The pursuit of happiness, which is a broader term, but it used in Locke's estimation, it's life, liberty, and property. That one has a right to property, and that property, rightly understood, is property which is granted to one by virtue of mixing their labor with it. This is where, a century and a half later, this is where it comes in with Marx and the labor theory of value.
Right.
That there's something about labor which provides property to others. That's a very classical liberal tradition. And so, Locke is one of those thinkers who's so foundational to the idea of liberal rights and liberal philosophy that we often don't realize how limited Locke's vision really was in some ways, specifically in relation to that sort of possessive individualism.
Yeah.
That if everything is just property relations, then we institute governments that do not protect people, but that they protect. Property has some sort of like unbodied special purpose beyond what humans do. And it's like, well, property is in the service of humans.
Right.
Why are we making it so that humans are in the service of property? And this is where you get the challenges of capitalism. And this is where the liberal socialists would move away from the sort of acquisitive and possessive liberalism of Locke.